Earl Hanson is a recipient of the Lifetime Co-operative Achievement Award.
My first experience with cooperatives or involvement with them was, I can remember back when I was about 5 years old. My grandpa Vanabo took me to Eston and Kindersley, and we of course visited the co-op store, and it was quite a good experience in the cooperative at that point. My second time that I really remember with a cooperative is when my dad and I went to a Sask Wheat Pool Committee meeting, and they actually decided to send me to Co-op College in Saskatoon. It was a great experience, and from there, I guess my real involvement with the co-op system came in 1971 when I was 19 years of age, and started with Riverbend Co-op in Outlook, Saskatchewan.
In 1974, he joined the Outlook Credit Union, and in 1976, he moved to Unity Credit Union. In 1981, he began working for Pioneer Credit Union, which evolved into what is now Innovation Credit Union. Earl was named Executive Vice President, Chief Risk Officer in 2011, a role he maintained until his retirement in 2013.
My most memorable experience with Innovation Credit Union, there's a couple of them. And one would be through the management change that occurred in 2009. And I'm quite proud of the executive group at that point in time and how we worked so hard and focused on the members' service that had to be provided. And we actually created, I think, the foundation for the success of innovation going forward. And the second one would be my involvement with the Risk Management Division, which was a new division to Innovation Credit Union, and the hiring of the good people around me, and that made us successful as far as I'm concerned.
Earl sat on numerous task forces over the years. In the late 1980s, he was involved with Pioneer Cooperative Association, Pioneer Credit Union, and Western Credit Union in the first POS, Point of Sales Debit Card project in Canada. Earl became involved with the Cooperative Superannuation Society as an employee delegate in 1989. In 2003, he was elected to the CSS board and served for 11 years.
I've always been interested in accounting, finance, investments, and being as it was one of our key benefits as a staff group, I certainly took that interest in becoming involved. Firstly as a delegate, then on the board, and eventually as president of the CSS plan.
Earl has supported and continues to support the Canadian Cooperative Association through participation in activities and fundraisers. As part of his retirement celebration and social, he raised money to support CCA cooperative development in developing countries. Earl has been involved with numerous community volunteer groups and was recently involved in bringing a refugee family to Swift Current.
Volunteering for anything I've always found it to be enlightening for myself and actually educational for myself. You learn things that if you don't experience that through interaction with other people, you would go through life missing that. Refugee sponsorship that we have. We brought a family of 4 in, a mother and a father and 2 young children. And through that you get that feeling of, a real sensation of satisfaction, of sharing, of, the love that's passed between people. It's just a wonderful experience.
His strong values and principles were carried with him into any organization he worked with.
We always value the member. We always value that individual that we come in to serve, because we can't forget, that's who pays our salary, so let's not forget who they are. And it becomes a very satisfying experience to hear members, and I hope that in future generations members will say, well, the credit union helped me out here, because sometimes I think the helping out of that member, if it's really valued, they'll talk about it. And so I can only hope in the future you hear that.
Earl is described as a cooperator through and through, and his actions and words always portrayed his strong commitment to cooperative principles and values.
I can only hope, that the current management and future management and organizational governance bodies of these cooperatives, they never forget who they're there for. I mean, they're there for the member. And if we ever forget that, we'll lose it.
Earl has been a pillar of strength, providing leadership to all organizations he's been involved with.
Well, as a recipient of this award, the Lifetime Achievement Award, it's humbling. I certainly accept the award, but it's not on behalf of me. It's really on behalf of my family, who supported me all the time that I worked, and certainly on behalf of all my co-workers. I mean, they're great people, and they make the job easy. They make the environment where you work easy, and they do the right thing, and they've always looked after the member, and they make me proud.
For his many contributions to cooperatives and his community, Earl is recognized with a Lifetime Co-operative Achievement Award.